Hi, Aletha here with Create Your Future. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about how to stay out of the 3D and persist only in your imaginal scene. What can I do to make myself stay in my imaginal scene so I can feel it and have it reflect back to me? We're going to talk about that in a moment. Before we do that, I want to remind you that Create Your Future is still giving away a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. The value in that is it's going to help you learn how to find your blocks, and that's going to speed up your manifestation, and it's also going to give you a much stronger mental diet to walk around with so that you can live from the end of having whatever it is your heart is desiring through your affirmations. Not that you're trying to get something, but that you already have it and you're just confirming it with the intention. And as you do that, you're rewiring your brain. So it's all working together perfectly. All right, and then I also have courses. My course is available. All you have to do is click the link below. I have 13. The one that I want to highlight for this video is the ultimate self-concept. Once you understand you're the power and that you are in control of everything, once you understand that you fully, totally, and completely understand that, then you don't wonder like, well, how can I stay in the 3D? You're in control of everything. So check that one out too. My coaching is on sale right now, and it is on sale until October 1st, and then I go back to my regular fees. So check it out right now. And as I said earlier, all the links are in the description box below. And the value in coaching is what? It's that you have somebody to walk through your situation with you, someone to outside of yourself, outside of your possible tunnel vision, to show you what your blocks are, what your resistance is, and where you might need to make some adjustments in your thinking and help you to come up with better assumptions and encourage you to continue to live from the feeling of the wish already fulfilled, and then helps you to persist in faith that everything will manifest once the gestation period has taken place and reflect back to you. So coaching is a very valuable thing to do if you're really interested in having your world change externally and internally first. Externally is then the reflection. Now let's get down to business. How do you stay out of the 3D, ignoring it, and persisting only in your imaginal scene and focusing there? So first you're going to recognize that the 3D is old news. It's not real. It's not the true reality. It's a shadow reality. It's not real at all. It is a reflection of your past thoughts. It's kind of in lag time. You have a thought, and then in time it reflects back to you. So you get to choose what your thoughts are, because you're the ultimate power in your reality. You are in control. So you make a choice of what it is your heart desires, and you live from that choice, and that gets pushed out, and then that's reflected back to you. Or you can do the other, where you just keep focusing on the 3D and you keep having difficult situations show up in your reality. Or you say things like, I just don't know why it's not working. I'm doing all my imaginal scenes. I'm doing all the affirmations every single day. I'm working so hard. But you're paying attention to the 3D, and you're building most of that off of things that are taking place in the 3D. And it's not good. You can't do that. You can't have one foot in the 3D and one foot in your imaginal scene. It's got to have both feet in the imaginal scene for it to fully manifest. Because what? You have to embody it. You have to embody it so much that it becomes who you are. The universe doesn't give us what we want. It gives us who we are. All right. So then you're going to shift your attention from the outer world to the inner world. And when the 3D triggers you, you pause and you remind yourself that it's only a reflection of your past thoughts. It's an illusion. It's not real. Why get all upset over an illusion? Something that's not real. A hologram. It's not real. A shadow, an echo. They're not real. The real world is going on in here. And here's where you should be giving your focus and your attention, and where you should be putting all your energies. Because where your energy goes, then that's exactly what is going to grow and expand. You can use short affirmations known as mantras. You can use affirmations, but think of them not as a matter of fact, they're excellent because it rewires your brain. You need these because you have some old patterns playing out. The way you change an old pattern is you change the wording. If you're thinking like, money comes hard for me. Well, then you change that to money flows to me easily and effortlessly. You're rewiring your brain when you do that, but you got to feel it as you say it. Otherwise, the affirmation is a direction. It is energetic, but at the same time, it doesn't go anywhere unless you give the feeling to it, because that's the power behind it. So you take a pause when you think of something in the 3D that is upsetting you, and you just close your eyes if you can, and you return back to that mental scene where it's already fulfilled, and you feel those feelings. And for me, a lot of times I can't close my eyes, but I can see that image in my mind. And I see the image, and again, it reminds me of who I am, what my new state of consciousness is, and then I feel those feelings. And then that's dismissing the old and staying in the new. And it takes discipline, because there's something about the way we're built that we want to just dwell in that negative place. It's easier, but we're not about being easier. We're about being the thing that our heart desires with devotion and discipline, and be disciplined with devotion. So you're going to use a mantra, which is for an SP. I am so happy and grateful that I am in this beautiful, loving, supportive relationship with my person. You can shorten it if you want. However, there's really no right or wrong, as long as it's within line of what you want to experience in your 3D once it is pushed out and then reflected back. The other thing is to stop measuring yourself by the external scenes. Don't keep checking the outside world for evidence. You are the evidence. If you are living internally and feeling the feelings of already being and having that person in your life that you want, or the health or the money or the job or whatever it might be, if you're living from that, then that's the evidence. It's the evidence. The evidence is always inside of us, not outside. Because when it does show up, it's what? A reflection. It's not even real. It's a shadow of our past thoughts. So you don't measure anything by the external scenes. You measure everything by the internal scene, your imaginal scene. What are you imagining? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? That is your evidence that it's going to manifest. If you're focused internally on all the things that are taking place in your 3D, then that's your evidence that more of that's going to show up. But if you change that and you devotedly focus only on the imaginal scene, that it's fulfilled, and you feel those feelings and you persist in that, then you know there's your evidence that it's going to show up. It's just a matter of allowing the gestation period to take place, and then it will reflect back to you. And when it does, it's nothing more than an echo, a shadow. Okay, it's not the real reality. The real reality already happened inside of you before it reflected back. And then you have to persist until it feels natural. When you have a imaginal scene, you have affirmations that support that imaginal scene, a mantra that supports those imaginal scenes, then you have to persist in that. So, saying your affirmations isn't like, I often will have clients say, well, I say my affirmations in the morning and at noon, and so 3 times a day. And I'm like, good, wonderful. But what are you doing in between? It's your mental diet. When you close out the old you, the one that has the things you don't want, and you start to live from the new you that has everything your heart desires, and you feel those feelings, your diet, your mental diet must change to be in alignment with that. So you're going to think the way that person would think. You're going to talk the way that person will talk to yourself or to other people. And if the situation is like, how's your SP, and you haven't seen them in a while, but you're living internally from the fact that the two of you are together again, you can just say everything's fine. You don't have to go into the whole law of assumption thing, and all that does is destroy it. It's kind of like your ego gets all involved and you just start to feel all defeated. Don't say so much. You don't share it with other people, but you stay strong in it internally for yourself. And you just give people nominal answers like, it's all good. Everything's good. I'm fine. He's fine. She's fine. It's all good. And you just leave it there. Sometimes I simply say, okay, if someone does things that aren't in line with what I want, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm not gonna give them a little lecture. I'm just gonna say, okay. And then I go inside because I know I am the power of them. They have to conform to me. So I go inside and I change it internally with my mantras, with my affirmations, with my imaginal scene. I revise it and I make it real internally, and it always shows up externally. And I could give you example after example of that. So you're going to persist. You're going to persist till it feels natural, feels real. The more you return inwardly, walk away from that old 3D. We say ignore it. I mean, I'm serious. Ignore it. I'm not just saying those words. I mean it. Ignore it. It's not going to hurt you to ignore it. It's going to benefit you to ignore it and live internally from the imaginal scene and feeling how that feels. The subconscious mind then will see, because it doesn't know. The subconscious mind has no clue that what you are experiencing externally in your 3D and what you're experiencing internally in what you call your imagination it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know which one is real. It thinks they both are. It doesn't discern like we do that, oh, I just imagined that. It's not real in the 3D. It doesn't do that. You imagine it, it sees it as your reality, and then it will bring it into fruition if you stick with that. So once it feels normal for you, then the 3D has no other option but to conform to that normalcy. Meaning the subconscious mind will believe this is who she is or he is, and it will then reflect that back to you. The universe reflects back to us who we say we are, not what we want. So it's no point in begging for anything and pleading. Doesn't get you anywhere. Just gets you more situations where you need to feel like you have to beg and plead. No, you declare, you make affirmations, you confirm, this is mine right now. I have this, and you feel that feeling. So how do I stay out of the 3D and persist in the imaginal scenes, the world, feeling the feeling of it? I make a declaration. I determine that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm devoted to it. And each time I'm tempted to give in to what the 3D is showing me, or those negative thoughts that come to me, I resist. So does that take some effort? Absolutely. Does it take discipline? Sure. Does it take greater amounts of faith? Yeah. But in the beginning, after a while, it becomes more and more natural, and so that you can walk around feeling, really manifesting is just a matter of having a thought, feeling it's yours, and you're done. Manifest it. Because the moment you have a thought and you imagine a scene, you've already manifested it. All you're waiting for now is the gestation period for it to be reflected back in the 3D, which then, of course, is what? A shadow world. It's just a reflection, an echo of what you already manifested internally through your imagination and your affirmations, which are confirming that it's yours now. So manifesting something, you do it all the time. It's natural to you. And getting it to show up in your 3D is not hard to do if you stick to the plan. And the plan is that you get an idea, you have an idea of what you want, a desire. Then you imagine that you have it and you feel those feelings. And then you let the universe take care of how that's going to show up. While you're doing that, you live in faith that you know the law works. And that gestation period will go through its process, and then it'll reflect back to you. So you can do it so instantly. People have healed themselves instantly. I've healed myself in 20 minutes from a very high fever. And the doctor was amazed. He says it doesn't happen that way. It was just through intentions. I just kept saying over and over what I wanted to experience, and I felt the feeling of being that healthy person. That's all you got to do. And you do that for everything. SP, money, vacations, people's attitudes towards you. They only reflect back what you think they're thinking and feeling. So, how do I stay out of the 3D? You make a determined effort. You make a determination that this is not, I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm ignoring it, and I'm going to stay in the mindset, focused only on my imaginal scene, completely fulfilled, and feel those feelings. That's how you do it. There's no other, That's it. You get the thought, you feel the feeling, it's reflected back. If you have any questions about any of this, go ahead and schedule an appointment and I will help you through it. Blessings.